All right, everything rides on the shoulders of Gamers Abyss KuDoKu. He's won 3 games straight against Tactical Carnage. That last one was a 27-minute ZVP, and up here we have Tactical TAC.Zennith, the new challenger from that team, and he is the Purple Zerg. This is Whirlwind. This is a map that we've only seen a couple of times. It is a new-ish addition to our IPL map pool. Who knows how long it'll stay around. People are already asking about the map pool for IPL 5.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can tell them is it's literally, let's see,
3
all
months
of
out.
September, all of October, all of November away. And, you know, things could change.
Things will change, in fact. So
we could get sick of any number of maps by that time.
KuDoKu may be thinking about a gateway expand here. So he drops down the pylon inside of the main. We have 2 things going on. We want to remind you guys of. We're giving away 5 signed posters by the incredible Miracle team that came out to the Team Arena Challenge 3 finals. So if you guys want to win those, or if you want a chance at winning those, I suppose, then head over to IGN.com/IPL. Click on StarCraft 2 up at the top, and under headlines on the right-hand side, you will see that poster giveaway. So IGN.com/IPL, and you'll be able to get there. And also, we're giving away 2,000 Shoot Mania beta keys. We already gave away 900 in less than a day, so they gave us another 2,000 to give away. We've already gone through a lot of those to begin with, so if you want to jump in on that, head over to go.ign.com/IPL Shoot Mania. Again, that's go.ign.com/IPL Shoot Mania.
Yep, you can grab a key for yourself, spam all your friends on Skype or Twitter or wherever, have them all pick up keys, and maybe you'll see Kevin and I hop in on a couple of games. I know last night after our cast, after I got home, I saw a server with about 15 people on it, jumped in and got a bunch of like, oh, hey, thanks for the key, great cast last night. And I was like, oh, I feel special. But I mean, it's obvious that a lot of people picked up keys in the last 24 hours and when you get a welcome like that. So hope you guys will pick up the game as well. Kevin and I both love playing it. I'm actually still the #1 ladder player for the United States on Shoot Mania Storm. So anyone out there is welcome to try and pass me. One guy actually already has passed Kevin.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur, just a shout out to him. He had the game 2 days.
So am I down to #5 in California?
I think so.
That means I'm probably out of the top 20 in the U.S.
He's about to pass Dark Rabbi, who's #2 in California, and like #4 or something, 3 maybe in the United States. He's about to pass him in 2 days. That's insane.
That's a lot of playing SSM Royal.
That's right.
Throw that out there.
That's true. French servers get all the ladder points during the day while we're stuck at work.
Yeah, that's true. Well, 2 gates up now. Cybernetics Core is on the way. Almost looks close to a 3-stalker opening, honestly. From this is not PvP, of course, and looks like Zenith has picked up on this. He's done the right thing, dropping down that gas geyser. Usually, you'll see Zergling speed really quick as a response to this. You need to be able to hold off any sort of gateway pressure. The game can stabilize afterwards, but we'll see what ends up happening here.
Yeah, this map tends to remind me of Tal'Darim Altar. I know the layout of the first 3 bases isn't really that close, but just the way the middle of the map works out and the sort of attack paths that you can take kind of remind me of Tal'Darim Altar. Obviously, there's only 1 Xel'Naga tower as well, and you can see the coverage there. Doesn't really show anything anything super. I mean, there are other attack paths basically that don't require the middle at all. So
look how much space that is.
When you have vertical spawns like this, you can just run right through that side of the map when you're fighting. That
Zergling map is enormous.
Yeah, that Zergling didn't even get near the Xel'Naga tower range.
All right, well, Zenith is certainly going to have to deflect a little bit of gateway pressure here. It was indeed 3 stalkers opening things up along with that Zealot initially. So 3 stalker opening, and KuDoKu's going to try and run up and put on some pressure. However, we do have a Spine Crawler already coming up in the front. There's a few Queens in position. So it's nothing that Zenith should be able to deal with. Oh, but that Spine Crawler's not quite finished yet.
They are going to focus down the Spine Crawler. It looks like he took the first few swings at the Queen. This first stalker needs to back up, and the Spine Crawler does go down, so good pick up there. It looks like they probably will kill this first Queen as well before the Zealot goes down, and now they can just get out of there knowing that they accomplished 250 minerals, another 50 if you count the drone, worth of damage. And this other Queen actually goes down as well before the Zerglings actually show up. So great damage done already by KuDoKu so far in this game.
Yeah, but it looks like, though, he is going to sacrifice 2 of the 3 stalkers at least to get that last Queen. But now his opponent's just sitting on 1, has to remake those at the moment. Didn't start any creep spread either, and it's not like the Queen is going to duck down from the main to be able to start that.
If he's going to rebuild both of those Queens, that's essentially a hatchery that he just denied him and it's going to slow him down 300 minerals worth, as well as that Spinecrawler and drone combo. So lots of good damage there for just a couple of tier 1 units. This is a lot of Lings in here. A couple of sentries are here to force field the ramp into the main at least. Zealot comes up. Actually, he's going to try and be sneaky and not actually have to use any force fields, but these Lings could do a lot of damage as all these gateways are still being built. The pylon is going to unpower all of them.
Nice job force fielding out the pylon, though, to make sure that no melee damage could be done to it. However, there's still not enough forces here.
Yeah, he's going to need more force fields or more forces. This is actually going to, come up right now. The forge is done, but it's not going to help matters. He needs this Zealot to kill a bunch of Lings here. Actually, he does get another warp in there, so a couple of Zealots should be able to maybe manage. Is the pylon going to live? 20 health, 18.
And he full
walls.
My
goodness.
Wow,
barely saves. Very nice by KuDoKu.
Probably needs to think about another pylon right hereabouts. But looks like he is starting to warp in now pretty efficiently off of a few bases. Zennith himself has gone up to a 3rd base, so things are looking pretty predictable for him now. But this is kind of a crazy way to start this game.
Yeah, double Evo chamber coming up now for Zennith. Or maybe just one. He had 2 silhouettes there, so I'm not sure what happened. Another one got lost in transit, or he just decided one was enough. Nope, there goes the second one. Don't know why. All right, so the lair is pumping away, trying to get upgraded. There's a 3rd hatch on the way now. It looks like KuDoKu probably just going to be working off of 2 bases for a while as he builds up this huge force. You see Chrono Boost on all 3 of those warp gates, so he is priming up for another big attack possibly here. Don't see any other suggestion, really.
And I was looking for forward probes as well, but I don't see any quite yet. So no proxy pylons getting put down. Looks like the Spinecrawler once again being reestablished up at the front, as KuDoKu is going to need even just some sort of damage because he decided to tech pretty aggressively after this. But we have seen a heavy defensive Link style after gateway openings like this, but of course if KuDoKu decides to switch into Robo pretty quickly, that will be for naught pretty soon. But looks like no, he's just going to try and hit that big 5 gate.
There are a lot of Lings right above the main if they were to run in. Oh yeah, they are. So there is a full wall off, but there's not a lot of ranged damage behind the wall off to be able to slow this down. A couple of Zealots are going to get surrounded very quickly, and we'll have to see how KuDoKu responds to this. He is actually going to walk towards Zennith's natural here instead of trying to return home, or maybe it was a fake out. I'm not really sure. He is going to meet them right in the brush.
And
a couple of forces go down, and the Lings still escape, so that sucks for KuDoKu, getting 2 force fields baited out with no return.
Yeah, a lot of damage done to the Zerglings, but unfortunately none of them really going down. But KuDoKu looks like he is going to kind of separate off this 3rd base and maybe even be able to snag himself a kill. Tries to get that queen as well. Will be able to get, unfortunately, a little gap inside of the force field. A couple of those drones going away. So KuDoKu's being very liberal with his force fields, and it hasn't worked out the best for him quite yet.
Yeah, he didn't need to force field the queen off of creep. It was going to be dead anyway, and just missed all the drones there with the subsequent ones. So Zealots again getting caught kind of by themselves. I'm not sure what's going on, why they're just killing larvae. They could be moving down here, rejoining their forces and preventing this pylon from going down, but the Lings do work their way through that. KuDoKu actually putting up a robotics facility and a bay right now to start moving directly toward Colossi with still kind of a small ground force here.
Well, these force fields have been a lot better, so they forced all of the Lings around. The sentries are doing damage to them the entire time, while the Zealots off to the right kind of tanked there for a second and picked off more Zerglings by themselves.
Yeah, so now, again, he's going to have to make a decision. KuDoKu, will he continue to move on, or is he going to try and clean up the rest of these Lings? I think he just wants to buy some time here so that his second facility and his bay can finish up and he can start to work some Colossi into his build. Yeah, he's just going to roam around a little bit. Oh, all these sentries under attack from the Mutas, but of course Guardian Shield is the best thing you can do against Mutalisks, even though there's not a lot of ground-to-air damage.
Okay, says UED Gaming. And unfortunately, the sentries are all going to go down. That's a very valuable pickup for the Mutalisks, but the Mutalisks themselves were quite valuable as well. So losing a few of those certainly going to hurt Zennith a little bit. He will be able to. I'm not sure why he was engaging with the Zerglings right there, because Zealots can't throw their little sword hands in the air, and Mutalisks will be able to kill them all.
Punch to the sky. Oh, he was trying to respond to a whisper, and Thor accidentally said question mark in all chat. So both the players are probably like, what is going on? UED Gaming, isn't UED the news service from the campaign? I feel like it is, but I can't be sure. either way. That name just looks familiar for some reason, but he is on one of these teams, and he's just watching his teammates play this ace match. KuDoKu is actually huddled back in his base now, but he does have 2 Colossi coming out at a time, while Zennith is just droning up, rolling a bunch of upgrades. He's got melee attacks coming along, Ventral Sacks, and Overlord Speed all being researched right now.
KuDoKu's going to need a little bit of anti-air, though. There finally some Stalkers warped into the main. Looks like the Mutalisks are coming right back as soon as they leave, though, and deciding to go after this pylon off to the side. Will they depower it?
Nope.
No. Looks like the Twilight Council is still researching.
Yep, so Mutalisks come in, kill a pylon, run away. If they do that 25 more times, he'll be 25 times as annoyed and won't really be able to do much about it. He's going to continue warping in Stalkers, though, just to fortify his anti-air. A couple of Colossi hitting the field now. I don't think I've seen any Corruptors building yet, so Zennith actually being a little bit slow to switch. I'm not sure if he saw the Colossi yet or the Robotics Bay, but you would imagine he would get started on those Corruptors after seeing those.
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes you see the Mutalisk play in response as well, as the heavy Mutalisk play largely revolves around taking a ton of bases and just making sure you starve your opponent out of the game while they can't you know, go for any sort of map presence. This go around, though, we did see that Ventral Sacks research. We saw the pneumatized Carapace, so we are going to have some speedy Overlords capable of drop here in just a bit. There they are, as a matter of fact.
They can also fly to their deaths even faster now if they don't feel like loading up units. Lots of Zealots on the ground. Colossi here as well, obviously going to be able to stop any Zerglings that happen to make their way into the main, but it's kind of weird. You don't really normally see a huge drop of just Lings. Usually you want some of those tankier units like Roaches, or even sometimes Infestors can be nice to mix in there just for fungals on high priority targets. But this is a lot of Stalkers. They do have Blink. They're going to be pretty mobile. The Colossi will rip through these Lings pretty quickly. So the Mutas, their positioning is really going to be vital to the success of this drop.
And there are quite a few Mutas out there, 20 of them. So it's going to require a lot of attention from KuDoKu. So I actually want to see how he's going to deal with this. So let's go ahead and switch over to his view real quick, and we'll kind of take a look, because those forces are going to be... Oh, he actually has an observer parked directly over the Overlords.
Yeah, let's go tab over to that.
Okay, that's
observer.
actually... Okay, there we go. Took a while there.
So he definitely knows that this is being staged. I was wondering how he had these split so well, because the Colossi and Zealots were sitting there right at the top where the Lings were.
That's why I wanted to see what he was looking at, so there we go.
Okay, so then the Stalkers are in position. They can blink down very quickly if the Mutas do swoop in from that side. But it looks like everything is going to congregate right above his base, and the Overlords are loaded up. They're just not ready to move in. Here come the Mutas. Mutas coming in first with 2 Overlords. They're running a perfect sort of escort there, flying right on top of the Overlords. Big blink forward. They're going to pick off a few Mutalisks, and the Lings are not going to do anything. This is a kind of weird, but a lot of Lings just got dropped on the top side. If the Colossi move over that direction and the Stalkers just split off to deal with the Mutalisks, I have to imagine KuDoKu will be able to hold this off, but he doesn't. Instead, the cannons are going to have to be responsible for doing a lot of that damage. Stalkers already used Blink, so they can't get over there very quickly. They are going to draw the attention of the Lings, though, and the Colossi are going to get over there quick enough to finish them off before losing too much. Only 5 workers killed, and KuDoKu's got 162 units killed overall.
That did not work out so well at all. Big cache of Overlords going down at the front as well, almost supply blocking our Zerg player. The Photon Cannons are going to fall here momentarily. Well, he was running away from a bunch of Zealots and Colossi. No, actually the Stalkers were in tow just behind. Not sure what those Overlords are up to, but mostly going to be death in a second if they're still around.
They're just hanging out, and they are staging another drop actually at that base that we saw previously, but the more Mutas keep flying in and keep getting killed off by these Stalkers and Cannons. Only 8 workers killed still for Zennith. Only 10 workers killed overall in the entire game. But
surprised a little bit that KuDoKu isn't producing any more workers, but I guess he's still banking enough resources at the moment that it's not the biggest deal. It'll hurt him, though, if he decides to, you know, if he loses a lot of forces and has to remax quickly.
That's true. He'll need to do some damage here very soon, actually, because of the way that Zennith is still expanding. He does have that 4th base going at the very top of the map, while KuDoKu is still working off of only 2 bases. I have to imagine his main is going to be mined out, if not already. Yep, just in moments. More Lings coming in and with the Mutas, but it looks like this time KuDoKu is not going to concern himself He's actually staging up to attack right into his Zerg opponent, so we do have a base trade going on now.
All right, well this would be a crazy way to finish this set. As we can see, a lot of damage is being done to the production facilities here. It's just a lot of Blink Stalkers that are sitting around to try and defend all of this. Oh, and the Nexus falls, so KuDoKu's just down to one base. He's got to kill not just one, but probably 2 or 3 hatcheries here in order to find some sort of an equitable trade.
If he focuses on hatcheries and those production structures, specifically the Spire, that's going to help him out quite a lot. But look at these Blink Stalkers. He's still showing that nice blink control that we saw from the previous game. He's luring the Mutalisks closer to these cannons. There's one on the left side and one on the top, both taking shots at those Mutas. And eventually the Mutas are going to run out of valuable targets before they have to attack into that heart, basically, of the natural. And on the other side, KuDoKu is attacking freely into the natural and main. He's going to hit this third base now, and he's up 50 supply after the first leg of this trade.
He is up 50 supply, that's true, and it looks like he's trying to bunker up back around inside of his natural for the moment. He is going to be able to take out another hatchery. That's exactly what he had to do. Looks like the third hatchery is being put all the way over here on the left-hand side of the map. Zennith did just finish up this one here in the middle, but that's not going to be enough, and he's lost a lot of workers.
Can we put up the income tab? I'm curious now, after some trading has gone on, it looks like KuDoKu's still mining pretty efficiently compared to his opponent Zennith. Basically, it doesn't matter how many hatches you have if you don't have any drones working there. So the gas income is still going to favor Zennith, but there you can see the Stalker still just blinking back one at a time, trying to get them in range of these cannons. There's still one cannon just shooting away. They do plenty of damage on their own, so all the last of these Mutas actually look like they're going to get picked off.
Wow, this is a little ridiculous. Yeah, 3 Mutas left, and they're not going to be able... They do DPS down the cannon. There's still one Stalker sitting there, though.
Is he going to get both?
Mono. Yeah, he gets it, and the last Muta goes down. A few more flying in, though, but it looks like these cannons are going to be repowered. All the while, KuDoKu is just devastating his opponent's base. It's only 20 supply to 115. And KuDoKu, we said he had a tall order, but he did it. He climbed it. And I think he's going to win.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, actually, the way this game sort of panned out after basically stretching on and on, lots of defensive play, didn't want to die to the drops and the mass Mutas, but instead basically just hit the gas pedal during that last drop, and it worked out for him very well. He was able to basically A-move his force in the top area while microing very, very well in the bottom to keep those cannons firing, keeping the Stalkers all alive. Just great work there. And look at the mini-map. KuDoKu is streaming everything down to this bottom left base. He could probably afford to split up at this point. There's only 12 supply for his opponent now, but Zennith, just a matter of time. There's the GG. Very well played by KuDoKu.
Thank you, says KuDoKu. There it is.